So I just found out that Wrathful Advance works on the exalted weapons. So let's talk about that. So, um, I've been enjoying the Excalibur changes. The ability to put like arcanes and stuff on the exalted weapons are amazing. Um, so let's see. Where do I start? So arcanes or Archon shards. Talforged Archon purple for the 30% melee crit damage, and the rest is pretty much just melee critical strike chance and ability strength. Ideally, these would also be purple ones, but I need to farm more Archon shards. I'm sorry. Same thing with these. These should all be Talforged, but the Excalibur build itself. There's actually two builds for this going on right now. So, you pretty much always need Chromatic Blade. I've been running the Umbral mods because they're kind of free on Excalibur Umbra. Flow to get that extra damage from the Talforged Purple. And then I've been enjoying using Catalyzing Shields and Brief Respite for extra survivability. Blind Rage for power strength, and then Equilibrium. Plus, you get the negative efficiency, which makes Brief Respite give you more shields, as well as Molt Reconstruct. This is another thing that I've been using to survive, because I like being able to press my blind and get full shields and get full health. That's how I've been enjoying playing him. Arcane Impetus, we'll get to this in a second. So unique status effects from abilities grant ability strength and extra ability efficiency. I felt like I didn't have room to fit like Streamline on, but I felt like I desperately needed it for the alt's energy drain, especially since I'm spamming Wrathful Advance every 10 seconds. The other thing that a lot of people are using on Excalibur right now is this Furious Javelin. If you throw this on with some range, it makes your his normal one ability. So a lot of people are changing Wrathful Advance out for Radial Howl instead, and then you use Radial Javelin plus this and Wrathful Advance on his normal one, and it just does a absolute shit ton of damage. I tried messing around with that. I felt like I had to take off too many mods to fit it on, because you need this plus range. So I was dropping Umbral Fiber and I was just dying a lot. It didn't feel worth it to me, especially since just Wrathful Advance and his alt shred everything up to like level 400. So this unique status effects from abilities. His Exalted Blade can trigger this on all the status effects that that are on your mods. So with this plus the bleeds from this, you can get it up to stacked about 8 times. So you get quite a decent amount of extra ability strength and ability efficiency once you get them going. How we're getting that many, so we'll go over the Exalted Blade. Melee exposure gives us corrosive, and then we're running viral, and our energy color for the chromatic blade to give us that extra heat damage. So our energy color is, or the emissive color is red, gives us that extra heat damage. So with this, now we're running just normal viral, magnetic rush for attack speed and guaranteed magnetic, plus this. So now we have viral, magnetic heat, and corrosive. There's no enemies that can survive that elemental combo. So, stuff absolutely gets shredded. Sacrificial Pressure and Sacrificial Steel, because, again, they're free on Umbra. Prime Fever Strike, and you don't need any extra status chance because of Chromatic Blade, because that also gives you an absolute shit ton of status chance. So, Fever Strike, Northwind for viral, extra attack speed, and then Condition Overload, because with this and any kind of priming pet or secondary weapon, your your exalted blade is just going to shred everything with condition overload. So, I think I went over everything. It's a fairly simple build, and we didn't have to go over any weapons or anything. Let's go see what it looks like in a real mission. Alright, here we are in my favorite testing mission. I have been messing around with Alara as well, because there's a shit ton of enemies on that mission. That mission's pretty fun. So one more thing to mention, I am running Xenaruk as well to help out with the energy. And then Equilibrium and just any kind of pet with Synth Deconstruct. And then the only other thing you gotta keep in mind is you gotta spam your abilities a lot to survive. You gotta use your energy to get your shields and your health back. So, but it has absolutely no problem shredding level 200 enemies. In fact, this is probably my strongest build so far. If you're just looking for like a build that's just like you can take any weapons on here, and as long as you have energy, you can kill stuff. Doesn't matter what your weapons are doing. This thing absolutely shreds the acolytes. I like that I don't have to rely on any special weapons to get it to work. So, that's cool. I really need to find some variety, like a different way to test builds, because I've been testing every single one of my builds on this mission for like 10 videos now. So if you guys have any suggestions, please let me know. Another thing that's pretty cool is Radial Javelin also kind of nukes lower level enemies. Doesn't really matter what mission you're on. If you're not on Steel Path, this ability kind of just one-shots everything. Unfortunately, on Steel Path, its only use is if you're stacking Furious Javelin, but we're not using that on this build. So, honestly, I mean, we get the slash proc for melee impetus, which is kind of cool, but honestly, it might be better to replace that ability with Wrathful Advance, because I'm not using Furious Javelin, and his one actually makes him invulnerable for a few seconds, his normal one. So, that might be worth grabbing. But, I don't know. Because I basically don't use Radial Javelin in this build at all. But, I love being able to blind people, so. But yeah, if you're using the Furious Javelin build, you definitely can't replace that one. Okay. I always think that these guys are the Acolyte, but they're not. These are the Sentients, right? Yeah, the only other thing to mention about this mission is you might want to take energy packs for the beginning of the mission to get your initial energy going. Yeah, as you can see, Steel Path Oculus aren't doing anything to me. But yeah, the very beginning of this mission was a little rough just because I didn't have energy right away. But luckily, Xenaruk's first ability makes it so you get a little bit of energy right away. But once I started killing stuff, Equilibrium kicked in, and now I basically have infinite energy, as long as there's enemies. Which, there's always enemies in Warframe, so. Okay, now the Sentient's coming. Oh, my life support's going down. Life support. Oh god. Oh god. That was a really bad time. Okay. Survived his initial attack. Yeah, so it absolutely wrecks them. And now I gotta go kill these guys over here. And what's funny is that initial damage, that was without Wrathful Advance. So. Can I? Whoa. I don't know why it wouldn't let me use Wrathful Advance there, but I couldn't use my abilities. okay, I hit the wrong button. I'm about to run out of life support though. So I'm gonna have to get out of this mission. Unless I can make it to a life support thing. I really just wanted to show what it did against the Acolyte, so... Can I make it in time? I can. But I'm leaving the mission anyways. I just wanted to see if I could get to it before I ran out. Let's get the hell out of here. I just wanted to show the damage it did to the Acolyte anyways. But yeah, this has been my second favorite Warframe that I've used in a while. Finally been playing another frame other than Saren. Gyre was close. I almost started playing Gyre for a little bit. The only thing I didn't like about that Warframe is how long the cooldown was on her, like, her ability that gives you a bunch of crit, and her ult. Like, if you didn't get the timer extended right away and you let it go on cooldown, it was like 45 seconds of being useless. And that was the only reason I stopped playing her. But when you do have the two abilities up, it's amazing. You do so much damage. But with the way I had it set up, they cost so much energy to start. If you didn't have like full energy, it like wasn't... You couldn't even use your abilities. And then you'd cast it, and then it was like... You had like 10 seconds to kill like 10 enemies, otherwise it didn't extend. Anyways, I'm getting off track. Let's go do my outro. Alright, that's going to be it for this one. I wonder how many weird places I can find to place my Tenno to do these outros. I'm gonna start looking in real missions to just find places to sit down. Anyways, we finally hit us 100 subscribers. I really appreciate that. If you made it this far, please like and subscribe. I'm working on leveling up and putting Forma into Temple, so maybe we'll get a build for him going soon. I don't know how I feel about him yet. He's fairly spammy, but he's kind of fun once you get the rhythm of his like metronome thing going. I still want to do something on Neja and Wukong. I don't have Neja Prime yet. And I don't have any of the relics for him. I need to go farm him, and I just haven't had the time to go get him, and I don't want to buy him. So, I think I was also doing a, I'm working on a Vesper 77 build at some point as well. I have barely even messed around with it, but that weapon seems fun, especially with the new augment. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time.